Live, local, late breaking. WBAL TV 11 News at 10 starts now.
A Baltimore County Police Sergeant is accused of posting hateful comments online. The reaction from the county executive. Plus, NFL running back Alex Collins is no longer wearing the purple and black. What happened that led to that decision?
The next thing they know, they're going to want the Orioles, then they want the Ravens, then they want Obey, then they're going to want our crap.
Anger and frustration from some people living in Park Heights over the future of Baltimore Super Bowl. The Preakness Stakes. What's at stake to keep the Preakness running in Baltimore City? But first tonight, some parts of our region may see a little more snowfall tonight and into tomorrow morning. We are just the messengers. All right now, this is a live look at the conditions in Westminster, where more snow is expected to fall. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Tasselmeyer with a look at what we can expect to see tonight and into tomorrow morning. Hey, Tom.
Andre, that cold rain falling here. On that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, we'll see you soon, Tom. Thank you. A Baltimore County Police Sergeant is under investigation after allegedly posting hateful comments online. 11 News reporter Vanessa Herring is live with the latest on the investigation. Vanessa.
TV 11 News.
Vanessa, thank you. And calls for Harford County Delegate Mary Ann Lisanti to resign are growing louder tonight. Now a coalition of groups, including the NAACP and the ACLU, are calling on the delegate to step down and for House leadership to expel her. 11 News reporter David Collins has their message from Annapolis.
News.
A lot of news today. NFL running back Alex Collins is no longer running the ball for the Baltimore Ravens. The team let Collins go this afternoon following his arrest in Baltimore County. The Ravens posted this to Twitter, quote, "We have waived running back Alex Collins." Baltimore County Police arrested Collins following a car crash in Owings Mills, not too far from the Under Armour performance facility where the Ravens train. Police tell 11 News that Collins' black Chevy Corvette left the road and crashed into a tree, but police have not released his official charges. Baltimore police are investigating the death of a 2-year-old West Baltimore boy as a homicide. Police say they found 2-year-old Trevor Graham unresponsive at a home on West Fayette Street back on January 26th. Graham died in the hospital the next day. An autopsy found his death to be a homicide, but officials have not released how that little boy died. A 19-year-old is accused of bringing a handgun to an Anne Arundel County school. Police say a teacher found a bag belonging to this young man, DeMonte Elgin, with a .22 caliber handgun inside a classroom. There are no indications that Elgin threatened any students with the gun or that anyone else in the school saw it. He's now facing handgun-related charges. Baltimore City's acting police commissioner shared his crime-fighting plan with the city delegation in Annapolis today. There are high expectations for Michael Harrison, and he was prepared to talk about the struggles within the department.
The core of it all will be culture of violence.
And Harrison said he wants to team up with experts on social issues and government agencies to attack the root causes of crime. He also partially blames the city's culture of violence on a lack of consequences and severity of punishment. The bill to boost Maryland's minimum wage to $15 an hour now heads to the Senate. The House of Delegates passed that measure today. The bill raises the minimum wage from $10.10 an hour to $15 in increments. Next year, it would rise to $11, then 75 cents each year to $14 in 2024. It would reach $15 by 2025. The House cut out a provision automatically linking a hike in the minimum wage with the rate of inflation. A rallying cry from Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh and Park Heights neighbors to keep the Preakness in Baltimore.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Those residents made their voices heard in Annapolis. There are two competing pieces of legislation up for discussion. One would create a work group to help rebuild Pimlico Racecourse. Another would grant millions of dollars in bonds to invest in Laurel Park.
Not going to allow this to happen. The next thing they know, they're going to want the Orioles, then they want the Ravens, then they want Obey, then they're going to want our craps. No, it's not going to happen.
Mayor Pugh hopes the Strona Group will come back to the bargaining table and work out a deal, but the price tag could make it a tough sell.
It's going to be very expensive to keep the facility or to keep the event at the level that it needs to be nationally as a national recognized event.
The Preakness will be at Baltimore May 18th this year, and then again in 2020. Its future after that is what's up in the air. A 65-year-old woman is recovering from smoke inhalation after a fire broke out in the basement of a home in Brooklyn Park. Anne Arundel County fire officials say it began around 5:30 tonight in a home on Edgevale Road. Fire crews managed to get everything under control within 15 minutes. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And in Baltimore City, fire investigators are working to determine what caused this fire inside of a row home on Wilkins Avenue. The fire started after 3 this afternoon in southwest Baltimore. Video from Sky Team 11, as you see, shows the fire destroyed much of the home's second floor. The cause of that fire also under investigation. Drivers who go down the Baltimore-Washington Parkway will need to pay extra attention to their speed. Starting tomorrow, the National Park Service is lowering the speed limit to 40 miles per hour between state routes 197 and 32. The change is all about safety. The lower speed limit will make it easier for drivers to react when road conditions are poor. Extra U.S. Park Police will patrol that area. The House Oversight Committee is giving the White House until Monday to turn over documents related to White House security clearances. Maryland Congressman Elijah Cummings, who chairs the committee, sent the letter to the White House today. This comes following questions about how this man, Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, got his high-level security clearance. The New York Times reported on Thursday the president ordered his then chief of staff, John Kelly, to give Kushner the top secret security clearance. It also reported then White House counsel Don McGahn and Kelly advised Mr. Trump to not grant Kushner that clearance. Kushner is one of the president's senior advisors. A spokesperson for Kushner's lawyer disputed the report. More than 1,000 TSA workers are waiting on their back paychecks from the government shutdown. A source tells CNN the agency's attempts to try to partially pay workers during the shutdown messed up its payroll system. Those workers got partial paychecks to stay on the job. The agency is working to fix the system. The National Finance Center, which handles TSA's human resources issues, has not commented about the problem. The search is on for Osama bin Laden's son, now accused of trying to plot his own terror attack against the United States. The reward U.S. officials are offering for information about this man's whereabouts, plus paying for residents to become legal U.S. citizens. Why Washington, D.C. is funding $100,000 to the program and how it works, and preparing for liftoff. How tonight's SpaceX launch could mean the rebirth of America's space program.
A wintry weekend ahead. Future.
One of Osama bin Laden's sons has a $1 million bounty on his head. According to the U.S. State Department, this man, Hamza bin Laden, is considered to be an up-and-coming leader of al-Qaeda. The younger bin Laden is encouraging supporters to start attacks on the United States through online messages. U.S. Navy SEALs killed his father, Osama bin Laden, in a May 2011 raid in Pakistan. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson says there's additional evidence to support the claim that Empire actor Jussie Smollett staged a hate crime attack on himself. Johnson made those statements to the NBC station in Chicago. Johnson says the pieces of evidence include video, text messages, and testimony. Authorities claim that Smollett hired 2 brothers of Nigerian descent to stage the attack because he was unhappy with his salary. But sources say that Smollett's lawyers plan to argue the $3,500 payment Smollett made to those brothers was to help train for a music video shoot. Paying for people to become citizens, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is committing thousands of dollars, all to help residents become citizens. 11 News reporter Omar Jimenez tells us how the program works. NASA is on the edge of a new era in space exploration. Overnight, the agency will conduct the first of 2 test flights. It's ahead of what could be the first manned space mission launched from U.S. soil since the end of the shuttle program. SpaceX will launch a capsule at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, which will include a high-tech mannequin headed for the International Space Station. It will provide real-time data on the stress and G-force an astronaut might encounter during liftoff, orbit, re-entry, and splashdown. If the checkout missions go well, a manned flight could launch before the end of the year.
Now,
9 or 30 degrees.
Winter just doesn't want to leave us alone. All right, Tom. From a mosaic to the long-lost Ming Dynasty artifacts, all found inside an Indiana home. The problem? It may not have been there legally, and the claws came out at a Chinese Starbucks, and it was all over a mug. What Starbucks is doing to meet the unexpected demand. Okay, so when Starbucks created a new cat paw cup, it probably did not think it would lead to cat fights. But the cup became such a hot commodity in China, and people did not hold back to get their hands on one. The cat paw cups, take a look, have apparently caused some scuffles and fights inside stores. Starbucks made the cups available this week, and you could see the shape of a cat's paw when you drink is poured into it. They're so popular, they even sold out in one day. Starbucks is now selling the remaining supply online. Who knew? Coffee and a cat paw. All right, a real-life treasure collection is now in the hands of the FBI. Authorities are trying to return thousands of artifacts found inside the Indiana home. An Italian mosaic, hundreds of Native American bones, and a Ming Dynasty vase are among the treasures. Don Miller, a retired scientist, collected all of them, but some of the items may have been gathered illegally. Prior to his death, Miller voluntarily handed over the artifacts to authorities, and the FBI is still trying to locate the artifacts' rightful owners. Very interesting collection there. Okay, we promise that everything that Tom Tasselmeyer has to say is legitimate when he returns with the 7-day forecast in just a bit. So winter's not finished with us
giving
yet.
up easy this year, for sure. Messy out there tonight. We're just talking about right now. Looks like we get a light snowfall, and then it changes to rain Sunday night, but it's a close call, so you want to stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We will. All right, that's it for us here at 10 o'clock. We'll see you in 11 News tonight over on TV 11.